What is up, everybody? John Blood 101 here again, and I am back with another video. And today I'm going to be talking about where I think the last two Infinity Stones will be. And some of you may ask, what is an Infinity Stone? Well, an Infinity Stone is kind of like there's 6 individual gems that allow the user, give the user some really powerful ability. For example, like the Space Gem, which is the first gem I'm going to go into detail here, as I'm going to go through all of the gems and kind of give you the gist of what their powers are. Let's go into the Space Gem. The Space Gem is a gem also known as the Tesseract. It's a cube-like gem that was introduced, I believe, in Thor, and it was used kind of like the Space Gem properties were used in Avengers. So how it was used in the Avengers was what it does is it allows the user to travel anywhere in space in any distance. So like you saw in Avengers, when the cube shot out, opened like a space door, and that's how Loki was able to go from where Thanos' realm was to Earth, like in such a short period of time. So that's kind of how it works. So, and the next one is actually the Mind Gem back in the Avengers here, where Loki actually used in the Avengers to tap people on the chest and stuff like that, and it allowed him to have complete control over their minds, and it allows the user to bend people's minds to their will and stuff like that. Another gem is the Reality Gem, also known as the Ether, that liquidy kind of gem you saw in Thor: The Dark World, that was going to be used by the villain Malekith, the Dark Elf, to make all realities kind of have total darkness over all realities, because it was during the kind of like a convergence event where all the realities and realms were kind of all opened up in like unison, so he could easily just shoot the reality changing stuff into all of the different realms and make everything dark. I guess that's what dark elves do. But anyways, to the last gem we've seen on the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like on screen, is the Power Gem in Guardians of the Galaxy, which was used as which is actually called the Orb, which was used to it's like the most powerful gem physical wise, because if you put the gem into a weapon, because that's how it works, if anyone touches the gem, they'll instantly like explode into like a majestic explosion of purple energy. But in this case, if you put it into a weapon, that's the only way you can really wield it without it killing you, is that if you like bang it on the ground and have that weapon touch any like object or anything like that, it'll instantly incinerate or combust it. That even means planets. If he touched the planet with it, the planet would explode, and that's what Ronan, the son of Thanos, was going to do until he died at the end. But anyways, that's kind of like the gist on the other 4 gems. Let's get into the last 2 gems, which is the Time Gem and the Soul Gem. Now, the Time Gem is probably one of the most powerful gems because it allows you to have complete reign and control and bend time to your will. That means you can go to the past, present, and future at any time you want. You can warp things, make things happen a different way, and you can also change time paradoxes. I believe if you change something and would usually have massive ramifications, you yourself can actually fix that time paradox and warp time in certain ways. It's really weird, but it's like all that time stuff you can do with the Time Gem. And actually, the Time Gem can actually be used, if you were to get a hold of it, you could just go back in time to whatever gem you want was first found before anyone actually got to it, and you could just swipe them one by one that way. So the Time Gem is probably one of the most dangerous gems you can do. And also you have the Soul Gem, which is kind of one of the weirder gems, what it kind of has like its own consciousness, similar to how the Mind Gem kind of was thinking, like in Avengers Age of Ultron. But in this case, the Soul Gem actually longs to be with the other gems. And I'm not sure if that means you can sense where the other gems are if you got the Soul Gem first, but that's kind of what it does. And also it has like the ability for you to attack someone else's soul, like who they are and their being and stuff like that, and maybe contort it to your will and all kinds of weird stuff. I guess, like I said, the Soul Gem is probably one of the weirder gems, but it allows you to do all kinds of spiritual stuff like that. So after we get that out of the way, let's talk about where I think these gems could possibly be and what movie they may appear in. So I think one of the last 2 gems will be shown actually is in the end credit scene of Captain America: Civil War. Why do I think this? Is because Doctor Strange is coming out that next year, and obviously they have to set something up for Doctor Strange. So I'm thinking that at the end of that movie, it'll either show either the Time Gem or the Soul Gem's location, which I think most likely for Doctor Strange will most likely be the Soul Gem, because of the way Doctor Strange's character is and how he casts spells and all kinds of stuff like that. It works with people's souls and kind of destroys these other dimensional beings that try to like hurt people, but we can't see them. I think that Soul Gem will probably play into that a little better than the Time Gem. So I would assume that the Soul Gem will most likely be in Doctor Strange. And here's another possibility I think would be interesting, is that, hear me out on this one though, because Black Panther could also be the whole, like where the Soul Gem could be as well. And as you think about it, because the way Wakanda is set up is that it's so isolated from the world, no one really knows anything about Wakanda. And maybe the Soul Gem, one of the Infinity Stones, could be like its main artifact, something that gives them strength or power. Like if you don't know, Black Panther gets his power from a panther totem. So if this totem kind of is like a soul, kind of like that, you can use the Soul Gem maybe to communicate with it, or how the panther totem actually helps Black Panther or something like that, or how it kind of just, how it sets up their whole Wakandan city and how it could all be set around that gem, and how it could be, it's just so isolated, who knows what is in Wakanda. We have absolutely no idea. So that's probably one of the bigger, as another possibility I think it could have. But also, I don't think the time gem will either really fit too much into the two categories I gave you, two movies, Doctor Strange and Black Panther. But I think maybe the time gem could also be used in Doctor Strange, but I'm not sure exactly how. So I guess it can be introduced there, but I'm not sure what ways it would be. So where I think the time gem will probably end up is most likely in either Thor Ragnarok, the third Thor movie, or Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, the sequel to Guardians of the Galaxy. And why I think it's probably the most likely to be in these two is because Thor, at the end of Avengers Age of Ultron, left to find the man on top and have more information about the gems. So it would be pretty interesting to me if during his travels or his study or his research, he would find one of the gems and kind of try to understand how they work, and maybe try to lure in one of the people from the top near Thanos. That's what I think it could possibly go. And why I think Guardians of the Galaxy is because I think the time gem is one of the gems that can most likely be used for comedy. And because if you know how Guardians of the Galaxy said, it's a very funny movie. I recommend you guys watch it. But the way Guardians is set up is that it would lend itself to a time-based antics, like what you think the Guardians would do if they got a hold of the gem. Imagine like if Peter Quill, Star-Lord, got a hold of the gem. He didn't know how to control it at first. He's just going all over time, changing little things and, you know, messing with people and all kinds of stuff like that. I can just see the time gem being used for antics like that. So that's why I think it most likely could be in either of those two, can equally in two of those, because Guardians of the Galaxy, the gem could be used for they have so much possibilities for either of these gems. I'm not sure. Another movie that's coming out soon is also Captain Marvel, and I'm not sure if the time gem or the Soul Gem will really play into her too much, because her villains don't really seem like they have relevance in the universe. The Kree has been mentioned in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and in Guardians of the Galaxy, but they haven't had a big, well, not actually they did, because Ronan was a Kree, but it's just that the gem, I can't really see Captain Marvel having that same kind of fitting in feeling I have for all the other movies I listed. So I'm not sure if any gems will be in Captain Marvel, but I'm sure that maybe that after they're introduced, maybe it'll have some kind of relevance in Captain Marvel. But we definitely know by Avengers 3 Infinity War, Thanos will probably have all the gems in his possession. So either some way down the road, he's gonna get all 6 gems at some point or another, because he already got the Infinity Gauntlet itself at the end of spoilers here, but at the end of the Avengers Age of Ultron end credit scene, he actually did get the Infinity Gauntlet himself. So he most likely will be getting the gems. Well, actually no, he will be getting the gems at some point. Alright guys, so I'm going to bring this video to the close. Tell me what you think in the comments below, where you think the last 2 gems will show up, and what do you think my ideas are good enough, okay? I want to see some feedback from you guys. Alright then, this is John Blade 101 everybody, and I bid y'all good day. Have a good one.
Fantastic.